Hi there, ladies. My name is Julie, and I am a deaconess in the Sunningdale Morning Congregation of Joshua Generation Church here in beautiful Cape Town, South Africa. It's my privilege to be sharing an encouraging word with you today, following on in our series, Women of Dignity. I'd like to start off by reading a scripture. Let's dive right in. Proverbs 31 verse 25 says, "She is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without fear of the future." Some of the translations say she laughs at the days to come. Strength and dignity are something that we put on. We clothe ourselves with strength and dignity. And the only way we do that is through the Lord, because we are not strong in our own strength. We know that our strength is from Him. And even our dignity is not something that puffs us up, but our dignity is something that almost keeps us low in the sight of the Lord. But today I would love to speak about that laughter and that joy and that not fearing the future. And I believe that's a byproduct of our strength and our dignity. As we walk in strength and dignity, as we walk in who we know we are in God, that laughter and joy will then come and follow us. And also faith instead of fear will rise up in us for the future. Many years ago, when I was a young single mom, I was a hairstylist and had a small boy. It was a really, really, really difficult time. We were incredibly poor. I was working one job, sometimes two jobs, but I never quite knew what the future would look like. Would I have enough money to pay rent? Would we even be able to put food on the table? And many months in the natural, I never had the money to pay rent or put food on the table. But the Lord sustained us during that time. But there was something massively lacking in my life, and that was joy. I was incredibly despondent. It felt like all I was doing was just treading water. Day by day, I was just slogging on and just trying to keep my head above water. And I eventually got to the point where I was just broken before the Lord. And I just said, "Lord, you need to give me joy. I can't carry on doing this. I've lost my longing to even live." And so I started to cry out to the Lord, and He led me to a scripture again in Proverbs, and it says this. It says, "For the despondent every day brings trouble. For the happy heart, life is a continual feast." And the Lord said to me, I can choose to be despondent and troubled, or I can choose to have a happy heart, and in so doing have a continual feast in Him. And as I read this, there was a revelation that hit me, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, God, this is what I want. I want the continual feast." And for those of you that know me, know that I'm a really happy person. And for some people, they say, "Oh, that's you just fortunate. That's just your personality." But in actual fact, it isn't. The joy that I have because God is the one that has put it in me. He's the author of joy. He's the founder of joy and laughter. And He's the one that puts that joy into my mouth. He's the one that puts that laughter into me, that I'm able to laugh out loud, even at the days to come. Because our future is uncertain. But you know what? In the Lord, it isn't. Our future is secure in Him. And one of the things that I've had to do over the years, and I still do to this day, is I have to often dig deep to find that joy, because the troubles of life do come, but we have to choose to rise above those. We have to make the right choice. Do I choose joy, or do I choose despondency? And I want to choose joy. I want to choose to be joyful, and joyful in the Lord. The scripture in Philippians, it says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." And again, I say rejoice. And I always say it says again because we don't get it right the first time. We have to do it the second time, or the third, or the fourth. Ladies, I want to encourage you, find joy in Him. For me, it's worship. I rush to the feet of Jesus. I put worship on in the morning. I put worship on in my car. I blast worship into my ears if I'm going for a walk or I'm at the gym. And I just find that worship is the thing that causes me to look on Jesus' face, to see who I am, look in the mirror, who He is, and I see myself through His eyes. And that causes me to want to be a person of joy and a person of faith. And ladies, it is possible to do that. I want to encourage you, don't go through life being despondent. Don't go through life being troubled. It says that, every day has enough trouble of its own. Don't you know that the Lord looks after us and He loves us, and that He He knows exactly what it is that He has for us for the future. So my prayer for you ladies is that you would find Him, that you would find joy in His presence, because that is the place where you find it. But that you would be able to live in a constant place of joy, joy, joy. And in so doing, that when you look at tomorrow, that you are able to smile. When you look to the future, it is no longer with fear, but it is with faith, knowing that God is alive and He's reigning on the throne of your life. So ladies, I hope that was encouraging for you, and I look forward to so many more of these amazing sessions with other incredible women of strength and dignity into the future. Bye-bye.